Hello, everyone. As Ikshan says, my name is Atisha Ramdas, and I'm actually a design lead at Vodacom. So I don't have any music today, but I hope to still entertain you with some storytelling, some familiar stories, and some stories from Vodacom. So today we'll look at how can we adapt the hero's journey as a design tool to tell the story of how customers experience our products and services. Let's start off with why do we tell stories? Storytelling is one of the most powerful means of communication, and it allows us to influence, teach, and inspire. We stories long before we could even write them down, and stories have been crucial to our evolution. Stories are what enabled us to imagine what might happen in the future, and so to prepare for it. In 1977, when Star Wars was first released, one of my favorite movies, cinema goers were in awe. They had never seen such a movie before, but to Joseph Campbell, the story seemed pretty familiar. To him, Star Wars was not a new story. It was just another story, which followed a blueprint encoded in human stories from ancient mythology, books, to even modern-day movies. Let's think of a few other popular movies, books, series. To me, The Lord of the Rings, The Matrix, and The Alchemist come to mind. The heroes in these stories live ordinary lives, but then receive a call to adventure. The hero or heroine leaves home and crosses a threshold into a new, unknown world. Sometimes the hero would meet a mentor along the way. Sometimes the hero would meet Lawrence Fishburne, who offers them either the red pill or the blue pill. The hero undergoes various challenges and adversity through which he or she is finally transformed. It's no coincidence that these stories are deeply resonant and captivate us. The hero's journey is a simple, familiar story structure that holds within it the promise of a new and exciting world that challenges us and changes us at our core. It's the sort of adventure many of us dream about, and in that moment, we live vicariously through these characters. In our world of design, customer journeys can be seen as stories. The users of our products and services are the protagonists, and by exploring their stories, we can better understand their actions, their emotions, and even the challenges that they face. By understanding these stories, we can identify design opportunities and create value for both users and our organizations. In Joseph Campbell's book, the picture to the right, The Hero with a Thousand Faces, he describes three main stages to the hero's journey. These stages are separation, initiation, and return. These stages can be further broken down and adapted into a tool that we can use to describe a customer journey. Let's look at this in a little bit more detail now. Let's look at how we can enhance our storytelling by adapting this hero's journey as a design tool. The first step involves defining our hero. Who is our hero? This is what we refer to as our user or our customer. We then look at our hero's call to adventure. What makes our hero want to engage with us? We then look at the refusal of the call, which is step 3. What makes our hero not want to engage with us, or what deters our hero from engaging with us? Crossing the threshold. How easy is it for our hero to engage with us? What are the challenges that our heroes experience along the way? With transformation, we look at how have we helped our hero in his journey? And finally, with the return, what value have we created in the lives of our hero? So let's move on to step 1 and discuss that in a little bit more detail. We look at who is our hero. We look at defining exactly who is our hero. This could even be a customer segment. What are the characteristics of our hero and what sets them apart from other heroes? Relating this to design, representing our hero as a persona can help us understand their unique needs, experiences, behaviors, and goals. It helps us identify with the user we are designing for and helps us achieve the goal of creating a good user experience for our target user group. Here we meet Thabiso, our hero. He's a 22-year-old law student and has a particular set of goals, needs, and frustrations which set him apart from other heroes. He's a Vodacom customer and he's on a prepaid price plan, meaning that he has to top up with airtime and data whenever he runs out. Given the current COVID situation, Thabiso needs enough data and airtime to be able to join his online classes and lectures and keep in touch with his classmates without breaking the bank. We will explore a little bit more about Thabiso's journey or his story at every step of our hero's journey. We often find that we create personas, but they are maybe not used. Maybe it's referred to at the start of a project or only by the design team. The most successful personas are created with involvement from all stakeholders. Invite them to your research and let them see the value and the validity of creating the personas along with you. Let's now move on to our hero's call to adventure. In The Lord of the Rings, Frodo Baggins was called to adventure when he needed to take the one ring out of the Shire. His uncle Bilbo had entrusted him with the ring after his 111th birthday. After some persuasion from Gandalf the Grey, Frodo answers the call to adventure and leaves the comfort of his ordinary life in the Shire. And he's now on a mission with his friend Sam. Similarly, we can think of what prompts our users or our heroes to leave the comfort of their homes or their lives and engage with us. What makes them open up our apps and interact with us? What are their unique needs and how can we cater to them? What makes our users choose us over anyone else with a similar product or service? We can explore how marketing material and our brand influence our user's decision, just like a mentor would influence our hero. We can also explore what others who have already been on the journey are saying to influence our hero's decisions. We see here that Thabiso has received a notification telling him that he's low on data and he needs to buy a bundle. We know that our hero needs data to continue with his lectures and to connect with his classmates. This notification that you see is our hero's call to adventure. It's the prompt for our hero to interact with us. Here we service his unique need by providing him the means to stay connected. We can also explore what might our users be thinking or feeling at each step. He's probably a little anxious since he needs to be able to attend his online classes and he doesn't want to miss out on anything. Let's now move on to step 3, the refusal of the call to adventure. Many of you may be familiar with Homer's Odyssey. King Odysseus is home with his wife Penelope and his newborn son Telemachus. Odysseus is asked to go to war and fight with Menelaus and Agamemnon in Troy. His refusal to the call arises when he does not want to leave his family and go to Troy. He knows it will be a long trip and his fatherly instincts do not want to leave his son. Similarly, if we think of our users or our heroes, what deters them from engaging with us? Do our competitors offer them something better? Do we have complicated processes, or is there simply a lack of awareness of our products and services? Has our hero engaged with us previously and was not happy with the outcome? Globally, we see that 71% of customers churn within the first 90 days of downloading an app. If your app doesn't perform well or has UX flaws and technical glitches, users would most likely not return and would find another means to solve their problem. Our hero, Tabiso, is a prepaid customer, which means that he could easily switch to another mobile network if he's not happy with our service. He could also decide to buy data via his bank, at a garage, or at Pick and Pay while he's doing his grocery shopping, and refuse the call to adventure, thereby ignoring the prompt to use the Vodacom app. At this stage, he's probably thinking that he needs to find the quickest way and most convenient way in order to buy data. He could also be thinking back on past experiences of buying data, or the related experiences of others who have done the same thing. Let's now look at step 4, which is crossing the threshold. Here, another one of my favorite movies. We can think of Neo from The Matrix meeting his mentor Morpheus, who gives him the choice between truth or ignorance, the red pill or the blue pill. Neo takes the red pill and he's awakened to the real world. Crossing the threshold can be seen as a door through which the hero must pass for the story to really begin. Relating this to our user journey. This happens when our hero, our user, enters our world and engages with us. This happens when our users visit our website, opens up our app, or even goes to one of our physical stores. It's our responsibility to ensure that our hero has a good experience when crossing the threshold and interacting with us. Here we can also explore our hero's preferences for engaging with us. Which is the most convenient way for him to buy data? Does one channel offer more than the other? We can also think about the new products and services that we add to these channels. Are the products and services in the right place for the right customer? For example, we don't want our customer to go into a store or call a call center every time that they want to view their bill. These functions may be better suited on the app or website. Tabiso, our hero, is almost out of data. What is his experience when he opens up our app to buy a data bundle? How easy is it for him to log in, and is he presented with the right information that he needs? Here, Tabiso is taking the plunge, and each step or barrier would determine whether he returns in the future. At this point, we can also explore our onboarding processes for new users, and how much value does that bring to new customers who want to cross the threshold for the first time. Let's move on to step 5, which is the challenges faced by our heroes. This step is also commonly referred to as the tests, allies, and enemies in Campbell's books. Let's think back to The Lion King. Simba is living with Timon and Pumbaa in the jungle. One day, Simba has to fight off a lioness that's attacking Timon and Pumbaa. But he later finds out that the lioness is actually his childhood friend Nala. They then become allies, and Nala tells Simba all that's happened since he had left. The biggest trial or challenge that Simba faces is when he has to fight off Scar to avenge his father's death and reclaim Pride Rock. Relating this to our customer journey, what challenges or problems do our users experience when interacting with us? These challenges are the unmet needs, wants, and pain points experienced by the user. How do we help the user along their journey when they encounter any difficulties? Our hero, Tabiso, has been using the My Vodacom app to buy data bundles. He pays with his credit card, but has to enter his bank card details every time that he has to perform a transaction. Analyzing this pain point as a team, we can help our hero overcome this obstacle by allowing bank card details to be saved and reused across multiple journeys. Here, Tabiso could be also feeling overwhelmed with the choice of data bundles available on the app. So calling out specific items that are on promotion or on special could help him narrow down his choice and make it a little bit easier. Other challenges that our heroes may face could include frequent errors or complicated processes. Let's now move on to the transformation of our hero. How is our hero transformed? In Star Wars, A New Hope, Luke Skywalker, after facing many challenges, completed the monumental task of destroying the Death Star, which was the Empire's ultimate weapon. Luke and his ally Han Solo received the favor of Princess Leia and of the Rebel Alliance. Here, Luke is transformed. He's no longer seen as the simple farm boy from Tatooine, but the rebel hero who has taken down the Empire nearly single-handedly. Relating this to the world of design, we can ask ourselves, what problems do we help our hero solve? How is our hero better off by having engaged with us? Have we saved our hero maybe some time or some money? If we look at Tabiso, our hero, we've saved him some time by enabling him to buy bundles and other products anywhere, anytime from his app. We can also save him some money by recommending the best deals for him and calling out items that are on special, as you've seen in the previous step. When our hero receives his product, or when he sees that success message that his purchase is successful, he's transformed. Since he's completed the journey and he has learned something new about our offerings. At this point, Tabiso would be feeling relieved. Let's now look at the return home. I'm going to once again refer to The Lord of the Rings, this time to the Return of the King. After destroying the One Ring in the fires of Mount Doom, Frodo falls unconscious due to extreme mental exhaustion. Sam and Frodo are then rescued by Gandalf and his eagles. Several weeks later, Frodo awakens from his unconscious, exhausted state, just in time to witness Aragorn's marriage to his longtime love, Arwen. All the members of the Fellowship are also knighted by Aragorn. Frodo returns to the Shire with more powerful relationships and a wealth of knowledge and adventure. Relating the return to our user journey, what happens when our hero leaves our world, or rather our app or website or store? What knowledge and experiences do they leave with, and what makes them want to come back? Do they impart this knowledge to others to help them along with their journeys? Tabiso, our hero, having purchased a data bundle, can now resume his online studies and he can connect with his family and friends. He feels impressed at this point with the swiftness of the process, and he can tell others about his experience, and this can prompt them to follow a similar journey, and the cycle repeats. By making our customers our heroes, we bring immense importance to their role in the design process. We empathize with our hero at each step so that we can design better experiences for them. Thank you.
Atisha, thank you so much for that absolutely awesome talk. I think when you run through the comments, you'll see there's tons of comments, saying things like they can relate to the talk, they feel the same. And I said, I just want to do a movie marathon right now. But we've got two questions. So the first question, that's from Michaela. She wants to know, will the slides be available in the next few days?
I will make them available.
Okay. I mean, I think if you want to maybe post it to something like SlideShare, then you can just share the link.
Okay.
If that's okay.
Yeah, do that. Definitely.
Awesome. We've got one more question, guys. If you have any more questions, please post them in the Q&A component. So the next question is from Diane, and that's, you describe the customer as our hero. I'm just wondering if a UX designer can also be seen as a hero. Sometimes we face challenges and simply go unheard.
Okay, thank you for your question, Diane. I think, so the hero's journey actually comes from an archetype of the hero. We can basically apply the hero's journey to any situation that we face in our lives. As a designer, we are also on our hero's journey. So if you think about when you approach a new project, that could be your call to adventure. And how you approach that project going forward would determine either the successes or failures in that project. So the challenges that you face in the project, maybe there's technical constraints, or maybe there's something that you want to deliver on, but you can't really deliver on it. So that would be the challenges phase. Going on to something like transformation. Once you've delivered this project and you see that it's adding value to customers, that's when you know that you're transformed as a UX designer. I think this can also be used as a self-awareness tool in your own personal life. So if we think of our lives and the journeys that we go in our lives, we face with various challenges. We face with things that we don't want to do or we're uncomfortable doing. So this sort of concept can be applied in basically any area of your life.
Thank you for that, Atisha. Then we've got another question from Georges. I feel like Georges is twins in one person. If the user is the hero in the UX journey, is the onboarding process the mentor in the hero's journey?
I think it can be the mentor. It just depends on how much value that onboarding process brings. I mean, I'm the kind of person that just skips onboarding if it's available. So other things like cues or tool tips, those can also be mentors in our journeys. So we can look at various ways in which we can influence the user along that journey. Hope that answers the question.
Thank you. And I've just seen another question actually in the comment section. Does the hero have to appreciate every feature of his tools, or must it be a seamless, reliable extension of who he is?
Does the hero have to appreciate every feature of his tools, or must it be a reliable extension of who he is? Is that?
Say again, Atisha?
I'm not sure I understand.
I don't know if Shah maybe wants to expand, then we can just jump onto the last question.
Yeah.
So the last question is by Ashni. Have you experienced challenges from your business stakeholders with giving you the time or money for user research that forms input into defining the hero?
Yes. So I think for a long time we had not done that. So we hadn't had our hero properly defined, and it's only recently that we've actually sat down and got our heroes defined, our personas. And it does take a lot of time and effort in order to get these things done, but I believe that it does add immense value later on.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, I'm not sure. if Sham maybe is going, if he'll maybe expand on it, but I'm just thinking in the interest of time, maybe you and Sham could chat about it in the comment section. And again, it opens it up for more engagement with the rest of the attendees. So again, Atisha, thank you so much for the awesome and well-designed talk.